this case is not looking good.
Allegations tonight against hip-hop personality DJ Akademiks. A woman filed a lawsuit claiming the influencer drugged and raped her at his house in New Jersey in 2022. Now, she says the two other men involved assaulted her at the property earlier.
I mean, at this point, we just need to start making a segment called Accused, because these celebrities are catching cases like people were catching COVID. It's ridiculous.
It's ridiculous, bro. When I saw this, I'm like, yo, the Me Too movement has now morphed into the YouTube movement. Like, all these celebs looking around each other like, yo, you too? Like, bro, it's crazy. It's getting out of hand, man.
I've been a big fan of DJ Akademiks since I was in high school. I was watching his videos when he was doing like War on Chirac and all this other stuff. So I'm very familiar with a lot of his work. I don't know if he did it or not, because like I said, there's not a lot of evidence. There's evidence that goes this way. There's evidence that goes that way. So I'm not going to say that he's guilty. I'm not going to say that he's not guilty of it. But what I will say, in 2024, you need to have some kind of written compliance, some kind of video compliance, some kind of audio compliance if you're with a woman. And this might not even just be for celebrities at this point. And as for, like, he said that there's two men involved in the situation. If you're... First of all, in 2024, it's kind of dangerous if you're just a guy with a woman and there's other dudes around. Just being completely serious. I hope that those men that he's around have just as much to lose as he does. Because if not, I mean, that can determine completely where this case goes. Because even though he might not have done anything, let's say if he didn't do anything, if those guys did something, then, I mean, his career is still shot. Because his name is forever associated with that.
Okay. So I agree with almost everything you said, except for the very last part about his career being shot because of what they did. Now, will he hold some culpability for it? If they did it, if it happened, how she says it happened, will he be partly responsible for it? I don't know the laws, but I would hope not if he did not actually commit the SA act. So I don't know. But... I'll put it this way. No, I'm trying to be careful. No, SA allegations are never a laughing matter, obviously. They're never to be taken lightly, obviously. But all these allegations flying around are kind of watering down. It's kind of watering down each following accusation.
I mean, it is, because at this point, people are just like, when you first heard it, you're like, yeah. Now to the point it's so regular to people aren't even fazed by it. Yeah. Like if I put that in my group chat, like everyone's just kind of like, all right, like next, like.
Yeah, I mean it's almost like boy who cry wolf at this. Well, that's only if we find out it's not true, right?
Yeah.
So I'll leave that out.
Yeah.
I'll just say we're having SA allegation fatigue, and again, that's not good because there are real victims that are going through these things.
Yeah, listen, I hope that nobody is doing this stuff.
Right.
And if the people that are doing stuff, then they need to be caught. Yeah. I mean, my main point is this, right? So if you wouldn't just let anybody, for example, DJ Akademiks has got a big platform. Whether you like his platform or not, he still has a platform, and a lot of people like his platform.
Yeah.
He wouldn't let just anybody come on his platform. He needs to treat his life the same way. You can't just hang out with just anybody, because just anybody can help ruin your opportunity. And that goes for women too. Because I don't know, man. I like I said, I don't necessarily think DJ Akademiks always picks the best women, especially in these last couple of years. Like some of the women coming out and just saying some of the craziest stuff I've ever heard in my life, just period. I know one of them, I think, was like Selena Powell, who's famous for lying, for capping. So, yeah, I mean, that's what I'll say about that.
Oh, he did address the fact that now he's no longer letting just anybody in his circle or on his premises.
Yeah.
Right? Which I think so shout out to Akademiks for wising up and going, look, these fools around me that I had that weren't good for me, I'm done with them. Shout out to you for that. Was it the smartest move talking about it on camera? I don't know about that, but hey, at least.
Yeah, you should never talk about anything court-related on camera. But I can get it, because think about it. If someone says something like malicious about you, especially something that's that terrible, your knee-jerk reaction is to say something.
Exactly. Especially if a platform to do it, I get it.
And you got to think about it, like, other people around him are probably asking him too. He probably has family members that are asking him, probably saying, like, why don't you say anything? Why don't you say anything? And there are some people who don't understand the legal world, so they think that you can just come out and say whatever and there's going to be no repercussions. Like, your repercussions are actually going to be worse if you say something.
Facts. And I will say this too. I personally, and again, I'm not victim blaming. I don't think that academics had anything to do with the actual physical stuff that she's accusing. That's my personal opinion. Let the facts play out, but I don't think he did. What I will say is this: in every story, just like the saying goes, in every every joke, there's a little bit of truth. Maybe she was there and maybe something went down, but the question that has to be figured out was it voluntary or involuntary? Because what I don't like in this current climate is when, or if, allegedly, a woman or man, allegedly, does something voluntarily in the moment, allegedly, whether they're under influence or not, and then later on, because of some unrelated reason, decides to say that it was involuntary, allegedly. I don't like that. So,
yeah, I mean, I don't think anyone likes a dishonest person.
Well, that's fact. I'm just saying, like, we gotta clean that up. Like, you can't just all of a sudden, a whole 1 year later, like, oh, by the way, I didn't like what happened. I didn't, no.
Yeah, I mean, that just boils down to people being honest and not lying. Like, a liar's gonna lie regardless.
Yeah.
You know, there are people in the Diddy case that might not even did anything with Diddy, but they're lying. They're dudes. They're not even women. They're dudes who said that.
Yeah.
So I'm like, you don't know who's saying what. It's just, if you're a liar, and a liar's gonna lie. But that doesn't mean that the liar shouldn't face consequences if you're a liar. Like I said, if it's something that's actually true, then yeah, no punishment. Put the person who did it in jail. But if you're a liar, then yeah, you should be punished, because it shouldn't just be a free cash grab where you can just say anything else and then all of a sudden, like, oh my goodness, like, here's $50,000
times 10. But yeah, it should not be a cash grab. It should not be a cash. The thing is, there should be not equal. There should be consequences for the person who lies.
Yeah,
for sure.
Definitely.
For sure.
Definitely. Makers, leave a like, leave a comment, and subscribe.